Namaste and welcome back to Typical Monk. Today we ask what plants actually eat, which essential elements they need, what happens when those run low, and how bacteria pull nitrogen straight out of the air. And we will drill it the neat way too, one idea at a time. Here is today's path. 5 stops. First, what makes an element essential? Second, the difference between macronutrients and micronutrients. Third, what these elements actually do. Fourth, deficiency symptoms, old leaf versus young leaf. And fifth, biological nitrogen fixation. First, when does an element count as essential? Julius von Sachs grew plants in a defined nutrient solution. This is called hydroponics, to find out which elements a plant truly needs. An element is essential only if the plant cannot complete its life cycle without it, and no other element can take its place. More than 60 elements are found in plants, but only about 17 are essential. And these 17 split into 2 groups by amount, macronutrients and micronutrients. Now let us understand the 2 groups. Macronutrients needed in large amounts. There are 9 of them. CHON, P, S, K, K, N, Mg. Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen come from CO2 and water. The rest are drawn from the soil. Micronutrients, needed in very small, trace amounts. There are 8 of them. Fe, M, Q, Zen, B, M, Mo, and Ni. And both are equally essential. A small amount does not mean less important. Now, let us see what these elements actually do. First job, structural, CHON. Build the carbohydrates, proteins, and nucleic acids of the plant body. Second, energy related. Mg sits at the center of every chlorophyll molecule, and P is part of ATP. Third, enzyme action. Mg activates rubisco, Sen activates alcohol dehydrogenase, and Mo is needed by nitrogenase. Fourth, osmotic. K drives the opening and closing of stomata and keeps cells turgid. Now, what happens when an element runs low? Symptoms appear only when an element drops below its critical concentration, the level needed for normal growth. Mobile elements, N, P, K, Me, move from old leaves to young ones, so the symptoms show first in the older leaves. Immobile elements, K, S, S, Fe, cannot move, so their symptoms show first in the young leaves. And the 2 classic signs, chlorosis, the loss of chlorophyll, and necrosis, the death of tissue. Now the most fascinating part, nitrogen from the air. Air is 78% nitrogen gas, but this gas is inert. Only some prokaryotes can reduce nitrogen to ammonia. That is biological nitrogen fixation. Rhizobium lives symbiotically in the root nodules of legumes, and free-living fixers include Azotobacter and Anabaena. The enzyme nitrogenase reduces nitrogen to ammonia. It contains Mo and Fe, and it is destroyed by oxygen. Leg hemoglobin, the pink pigment in the nodule, mops up oxygen to protect nitrogenase. Now the high-yield pointers. The facts need turns into questions. 1. Macronutrients are 9, CHO, NPSKHKMG, and micronutrients are 8 Fem and Qzine, BK, Mo, Ni. 2. Mobile elements, that is NPKMG, symptoms in the old leaves, immobile, that is KS, Fe, symptoms in the young leaves. 3. Nitrogenase is a Mo and Fe enzyme, sensitive to oxygen, and leg hemoglobin protects it. 4. Mg is the central atom of chlorophyll and also activates rubisco. 5. The criterion of essentiality. The element must be indispensable and non-replaceable. Now the first drill, assertion and reason. Each time ask, is it true? Is R true? And does R explain A? First, a leg hemoglobin protects nitrogenase inside a legume nodule. R, nitrogenase, is inactivated by oxygen. Both true, and R correctly explains A, so the answer is A. Second, a nitrogen deficiency symptoms appear first in young leaves. R. Nitrogen is a mobile element in the plant. Here, A is false, but R is true, so the answer is D. Third, micronutrients are needed in very small amounts. R. They mostly act as activators or cofactors of enzymes. Both true, and R explains A, so the answer is A. Now, the second drill, match the column. Make the correct pairs. Rhizobium, symbiotic nitrogen fixation in legume nodules. Leg hemoglobin, an oxygen scavenger. Magnesium, the central atom of chlorophyll. And chlorosis, the loss of chlorophyll. Now, the third drill. How many of these statements are correct? Test them one by one. First, nitrogenase needs anaerobic, that is oxygen-free, conditions. This is correct. Second, manganese is a macronutrient. This is wrong. It is a micronutrient. Third, deficiency of a mobile element appears first in older leaves. This is correct. So the correct statements are two. That is, the first and the third. Now let us clear the mistakes that students fall into. Myth: micronutrients matter less than macronutrients. Truth: both are essential. Micronutrients are just needed in very small amounts. The myth: rhizobium fixes nitrogen freely, roaming in the soil. Truth: rhizobium fixes nitrogen only inside the legume root nodules. That is, symbiotically. Now, test yourself. Think of each answer before it appears. Answer before the reveal. That is how strong meat recall is built. Question 1. About how many essential elements are there? Answer: 17. Question 2. The central atom of chlorophyll? Magnesium? Question 3. The enzyme of biological nitrogen fixation? Nitrogenase. Question 4. The pink pigment that protects nitrogenase? Leg hemoglobin. Question 5. Where does a mobile element deficiency show first? In the older leaves. Let us gather it all in one breath. An essential element is indispensable and non-replaceable. About 17 in all. 9 macronutrients, 8 micronutrients, split by amount, not by importance. Nome centers chlorophyll, K runs the stomata, Mo helps nitrogenase. A mobile element deficiency hits the old leaves, and immobile one hits the young leaves. Nitrogenase reduces nitrogen to ammonia. Rhizobium sits in the nodules, and leg hemoglobin guards against oxygen. Next class, how plants make their own food, photosynthesis. See you there. You now know what plants eat and how nitrogen enters the living world. One idea at a time, with a calm mind, and you will surely crack NEET. This is Typical Monk. Every class, always free.